Okay, so that was a little difficult as you can see, but I mean, I guess it means that the harder it is to unscrew, it just means that it's gonna be sturdier. But the point is, so that's what it looks like without it. You can kind of see the liquid nail. There's some blackish stuff, but the liquid nail is that grayish stuff there. It's actually not even done drying, but anyway, so that's that. So this is what the cane looks like without, when it's not screwed in. And you can see underneath it, the flange attached to the bottom of the cane. And we pretty much screwed it in the same way we screwed these in. We used 2-inch nails. It was 12 by 2 inch. So I guess the 12 is the thickness of it, and the 2 inches refers to the length of it. To screw these in, because when you add that little height from the top of the flange to the surface of the top of the platform, when you combine that with the 2 inches here, it'll go in all the way without hitting the bottom, even though this itself is 2 inches. So that's how you're gonna get that. And because the pommel, the hand part of the pommel is not as a full 2 inches, we couldn't use 2 inches, obviously, 2-inch nails. So when screwing in the flanges to these, we used 1/2 inch nails. I think, yeah, 1/2 inch nails. That way they would go in as far as they could without sticking out the other end. And that's how we did that. And this is what it looks like without the pole. I couldn't get it detached off of that one, but I'd rather have it detached from here than from here. The only thing, if you can find a 3/4 a flange of 3/4 width, 3/4 inch width, has a smaller diameter from here to here, that'd be nice, because as you can see, it's actually a little bit wider than the handheld part. Hold on, I got a phone call. Anyways, back to how I made the pommels. So yeah, and so this is what it looks like without the thing. The liquid nail's still drying, but it's all good. And then you just screw it in, pretty much. I think that's pretty much all I did. I mean, it took 2 days to make. We could have finished it in 1 day, but I couldn't stay. The total cost of all the supplies was about, oh Lord, what was it? It was like $60 something, I think. So it wasn't that bad. I mean, I'm sure you could have gone cheaper wood, and you can get cheaper wood. This was not necessarily the cheapest wood, but I just liked that it was circular, give it a nicer look, just in case I ever wanted to use it for a gig or for a performance. So that's always nice. One thing that is very important, and I mean probably isn't an issue for some people if they're better at carpentry and things like that, when making these, is that when we were making them, we had to make sure that when the poles were screwed in at their tightest point, that we had to make sure that the handheld pommels would be pointed in the right direction. It would be completely parallel when screwed in at the tightest point. So as you can see, it's starting to tighten a lot, but if I turn it more, well, I need both hands to do it. But the point is that when the pommels are at their tightest, they're parallel and pointing in the right direction. So what we did to make sure that that would happen was, before screwing in the flanges and all that, we actually we didn't really position. So what we did is we attached the nipple or the pole, I can't believe I'm calling it a nipple, but that's what it's called, into the flange, and then we tightened it to its tightest point, and then we placed it on the we simply just balanced it on the platform, right? We did that with both of these. And then what we did is we took the other side of the flange, this piece right here, tightened it to its tightest point. And then once we had both ends there, we simply placed the handheld, the blocks, on top so that they were vertical. So that they were not vertical, but so that they were parallel and facing in the right direction. And then we just marked underneath where it would end up. And you can kind of see, where is it? See all that scribble right there? Where is it? You can't even tell, it looks like a blur from here, but that right there, it says China. And right here it says China, so that way we knew exactly where it would have to be when we screwed it in. Same way here. See 3/4, it says 3/4 there, and it says 3/4 there. That way we knew where it had to be, so that when we tighten it to the tightest point, it would be facing the right direction. So that's pretty much what we did. I still gotta sand it, but... And then my grandpa was saying that I could give this a few layers of polyurethane to make it nice and shiny. But, like, seriously, this wood is really sensitive. I dropped the block and it left that dent and that one. And that was on the second bounce, so it's pretty sensitive, so just be careful. As a summary, let's go back and review what I did. So I took these two pieces of wood, I glued them together with all-purpose Elmer's glue. We then nailed the bottom of it a few times, well not a few times, like 22. And then we went back over here and we positioned the flanges at about shoulder width apart. Okay? At shoulder width apart, so it might be narrower or wider for some people, depending on your body type. And then we positioned the third one based off of these two. And then we glued them together and screwed them after making sure that they were at the right orientation so that these would screw in at the right position. Then we attached the flanges, these flanges to these canes. And then we screwed on the canes to the nipples or the poles. Or not the canes, but we screwed on the blocks to the nipples or the poles or whatever you want to call them. And then we screw them into the bottom flanges, as you can see. And the result are these canes. You know, they're pretty awesome. They're pretty sturdy too. I mean, like, I can definitely stand on them. When you put weight on them, it's easier for them to rotate, so be careful. I mean, like right now, I'm pretty, yeah, see, look, I'm touching the ceiling right now. So I obviously can't do handstand. They're 2 feet high, the poles. Actually, let me tell you. These are 2 feet, and then this one is 18 inches. You don't have to use the third one, but that was just like for me, and like that's why you can unscrew them just in case I decide I don't want them. But just for the sake of getting to the handstand, like, or like not tiring myself out more by using more energy to kick up into them, you know. Let me think. So the total height is about, I mean, you'll be doing a handstand about 2 feet. What is it? 2 feet, about an inch, 2 feet 4, like 2 feet 3 or 4 inches, something like that, which is not that bad really. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Whoa, I don't know. Let's go over here. That's better, even though it makes me look more white. So those are my canes. I'm sorry if the explanation was kind of spastic, but it's the morning and I actually have to go take my dog to get her shots. It's been 4 years, so she's kind of overdue. And if you have any questions, comment or message me about them, and I'll try to be more specific. If there was something that you didn't understand, go ahead and contact me through YouTube, not Facebook, YouTube. Yeah. Yay. Okay, go.